A smile tugged at the corner of Fleur's mouth. I am glad that you did, even though you were just going on and on about how good the hot chocolate was in there. But it was, Minette exclaimed before folding her hooves across her chest. Still don't know why you turned it down. Because sweets aren't my thing. Lies, Minette teased, pointing an accusatory hoof in Fleur's direction. I've seen you eat an entire tub of ice cream when you thought nobody was watching. Fleur couldn't help but bite her lip as she recalled that moment, as vivid as if it happened yesterday. She remembered sitting on the couch, with Minuet leaning on her shoulder, and savoring a spoonful of ice cream. It was mint ice cream, she muttered. Still ice cream? And here I thought I was the only one who could eat a whole tub of ice cream in one go. Minuet chortled. And I thought models were supposed to have strict diets too. Fleur scoffed and folded her legs across her chest. That was one time. Nuh-uh, Minuet shook her head, grinning like she had some dirty secret. I caught you one night sneaking in bites of ice cream after we went to bed. And you keep bringing it home even when I ask you not to. So who's at fault now? Am I not allowed to make the love of my life happy with small gifts? It is your love language after all. Fleur blinked. My what? Your love language, silly, Minuet giggled. You light up whenever I bring you something, or surprise you with gifts or plans. So, since you love me, does that mean your love language is that of gifts too? Yes and no, Minuet said with a shrug. The way I show love is by giving gifts. That's why we work so well together. But I want to receive love by spending quality time with the mare I love. The flavor hit Fleur's tongue with an intensity she had never felt before. She felt her stomach fill up quickly, making the thought of sitting through the dinner unbearable. Suddenly she heard a faint sound and saw Minuet's horn flare to life. What was that? Fleur asked, quickly looking under the table. Nothing. Finding nothing of note, Fleur sat up and rested her chin on her hoofs. Then, why did your horn light up? Minuet sucked on her teeth. Because I dropped something? Odd reaction for dropping something like a napkin. Fleur leaned back, folding her hoofs across her chest. Whatever it was, it must have been important. Well, Minuet paused and her eyes darted down briefly. You could say that. Minuet began to wilt under Fleur's scrutinizing gaze until a small black box floated from under the table and gently rested in front of Fleur. What's this for? I wanted to do something special for you, Minuet reassured, motioning Fleur to open it. Please. There's no need to get me jewelry, as Fleur went silent as the image of shiny jewels and expensive trinkets failed to compare to what greeted her. A single white flower. She felt its soft petals brush against her hoof as they began to open up, revealing a beautiful shade of pink that spread throughout. Do you like it? It's a rose of the valley. They only bloom once every 5 years. Ponies from all over the world travel to France to see them bloom. Fleur took one of the petals in her hoof before fixing Minuet with a stare. How did you know? I just had a feeling. No, Fleur demanded, the flower trembling in her hoofs. How did you know? I never told. You shouldn't have known. In the mornings when you're getting ready, your mane changes shades of pink until it looks just like now. I didn't understand why, until I heard about this flower that also changes colors when light touches it. The love filling Fleur's stomach began to churn again. When we started dating, you were touching constantly. At first I thought you only saw me as your little plaything. You never told me how you felt, so I just got frustrated. Fleur bit her lower lip as Minuet touched her fetlock, oversaturating her with love. But when I started paying attention, I realized that this is how you showed your love. Your faint touches on my shoulders in the morning, your quick nuzzle on my cheek before I leave for work, your random hugs while doing housework. They're just your way of showing that you love me, and I love you too. Fleur's heart leapt into her throat as she recognized the shape of the little box and saw a glint of something metallic still hidden inside. Minuet, will you marry me? The world around Fleur stood still as she gazed upon the tender hoof touching hers. She never experienced such an intense, pure love pulsing through her body. It lacked the sharpness of lust or the quick rush of infatuation. This was something far more profound, Something that not only quelled her hunger, it healed her heart. Fleur? Minuet called out tepidly. No. No? Minuet stammered as trepidation filled her eyes. Why, no. You don't even know me. What? Minuet cried out. But we've been dating for 6 months. Does that mean you truly know someone? Of course it does, Minuet argued, slamming her hoof on the table. I love you, Fleur de Lis. You know that. Fleur slowly rose from her seat, towering over the smaller unicorn. All eyes were fixed on them, the room falling silent as everyone watched with bated breath. It's over, Minuet. Fleur turned and marched towards the kitchen as the staff rushed to get out of her way. With a forceful thrust, Fleur slammed her hoof against the door, causing it to burst open, revealing the dimly lit alleyway behind the restaurant. The sudden commotion startled a group of kitchen workers, sending them scurrying back inside. She stood there, catching her breath as her body slowly began to process the reality of the situation. Now I have to start all over again, Fleur seethed, storming down the alley until she reached the main road. Should I go to Manhattan? No. The ponies there have their heads way far up their own flanks. Philadelphia? No. Ponyville, maybe. Ponies there are pretty simple. Fleur? Fleur shook her head as she continued to storm forward. Minuet rushed up, trying to slow her down. Fleur, stop, please. Fleur held her head high, ignoring the unicorn, until she felt 2 hoofs slam into her chest. Why are you doing this? Minuet cried out on the verge of tears. It has to be this way, Fleur hissed, her horn lighting up with a sickly green aura, moving the inconvenience out of the way. What has to be what way? Minuet jumped back in front of her. Talk to me. You could never truly love me. You only love the pretty pony in front of you. No! Minuet shook her head, pulling Fleur's face back to hers. You know that's not true. I know your weird stares. I know your need to touch. I know you're lonely. I know you're scared. I know that you love that stupid flower, and I know that you love me too. You fool, Fleur sneered. I lied. No, you didn't, Minuet said resolutely. You've never told lies. Why are you telling them now? All I've done since I met you was feed you lies, Fleur roared, but the small unicorn remained steadfast, staring down the towering model. Fleur closed her eyes as her chest tightened, knowing that this was the only way. Slowly she opened them again, revealing 2 black slits set against a green iris, causing Minuet to reel back. See? Before Fleur leaned in with a rapacious stare. I'm not the one you love. Yes, you are. Minuet placed a trembling hoof over Fleur's heart. Regardless of whatever mask you put on, you're still the same pony underneath. The one that I fell in love with. Fleur batted the hoof away, flaring her dagger-like teeth. You don't get it, do you? You're scared, and I can see it. Scared? Fleur laughed hysterically. My sweet little pony, it is you who should be scared. Fleur's body erupted in a bright green flame, consuming her soft white coat and revealing the sleek black exoskeleton underneath. Her wings unfurled slowly, revealing their impressive size and strength. Her horn grew longer and more jagged, and her full mane, once a delicate shade of pink, turned wispy and green. You're... Go on. Say it, she said coldly, slowly closing the distance between them. Minuet trembled in fear as a chitinous hoof lifted her head. Funny, the creature smirked. And here I thought that you truly loved me. Minuet tried to respond, but the words failed her. As the usurper queen leaned in, her former lover shuddered under her predatory gaze. Unable to take the look any longer, Minuet bolted from her presence, and her cries of anguish soon disappeared into the cold night. As she stood there, the silence of the night enveloped her. The all-consuming hunger began to rumble in her stomach again. Minuet was right. She did love her, but that didn't change anything. She was a changeling, and by her nature a parasite that would consume the beautiful unicorn's life until there was nothing left. No amount of love, spells, or potions could ever change that. With a sigh, the queen spread her wings and took off into the cloudy night, knowing this was the only way to protect Minuet. The end.